Imagine a battlefield at dawn. Smoke rising in the distance. Soldiers bracing themselves as a massive cannon is wheeled into position. That eerie silence, just before the first shot. War has always been brutal. For thousands of years, warriors clashed with swords, arrows, and siege engines. But then, something changed. A single innovation, a weapon of unimaginable power, reshaped the art of war forever. It was loud, terrifying, and unstoppable. The birth of modern artillery. But where did it begin? Who first wielded this monstrous force? And how did it change history? To understand the birth of artillery, we must go back nearly 1,000 years, to ancient China. During the Tang dynasty, Chinese alchemists stumbled upon a powerful formula gunpowder. Originally used for fireworks, it didn't take long for military minds to realize its destructive potential. By the 12th century, crude fire lances, essentially bamboo tubes packed with gunpowder, were being used in battle, but these were more like flamethrowers than cannons. Then, the Mongols came. The Mongols, master tacticians of their time, encountered Chinese gunpowder weapons and took them to the world. As they swept across Asia and the Middle East, they spread the knowledge of black powder to the Islamic world and eventually Europe. Fast forward to 1346. Europe was embroiled in the Hundred Years' War, a brutal conflict between England and France. Most battles were fought with swords, spears, and arrows. But at the Battle of Crécy, something new was about to be unleashed. On August 26, 1346, the English army, led by King Edward III, faced an overwhelming French force. The French knights were heavily armored, confident, and ready to crush the English lines. But then, boom! For the first time in European history, gunpowder artillery was used in open battle. These early cannons, called riveting, were small, crude, and incredibly dangerous to operate. But the effect was devastating. The thunderous blasts sowed panic among the French knights. It was not the cannons alone that won the battle, but combined with the infamous English longbow, they shattered the myth of knightly invincibility. The era of traditional medieval warfare was over. Artillery had arrived. Despite its success at Crécy, early artillery was unreliable. Cannons often exploded, and their range was limited. That all changed in 1453, when a young Ottoman Sultan, Mehmed II, set his sights on the greatest prize of all, Constantinople. To breach the legendary walls of Constantinople, Mehmed needed something bigger, something better. Enter Orban, a Hungarian engineer who designed a cannon of unprecedented size, the Basilica cannon. This 27-foot-long beast could fire a 600-pound stone over a mile. On April 6, 1453, the bombardment began. Day after day, the walls shook. The Byzantines fought bravely, but after 7 weeks of relentless shelling, Constantinople fell. It was the first time in history that artillery had single-handedly decided the fate of an empire. After Constantinople, there was no turning back. Cannons became lighter, deadlier, and more mobile. By the 17th century, Sweden's Gustavus Adolphus refined artillery tactics, using them for shock and mobility. Napoleon later perfected them, calling artillery the king of battle. Today, from the trenches of World War I to the precision-guided missiles of the 21st century, artillery remains one of the most dominant forces on the battlefield. But it all started with a crude black powder cannon in a field in 1346. From the bombards of Mehmed II to today's satellite-guided artillery, the principles remain the same. Strike first, strike hard, and change the course of battle forever. What do you think was the most game-changing artillery innovation in history? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and comment below.